Imagine.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes episode 223.
Which
Episode
also happens to be. No,
223
I'm
of I know where you were going with that. Of Tuck Rule Takes. Um,
Her weight.
people who aren't in the pre record of Tuck Rule Takes have no idea what we're talking about, but it's
Yeah.
it's funny and it should not be mentioned on air. Episode
Nope.
223 of Tuck Rule Takes. The gang is all here. First and foremost, I want to shout out everybody who still listens throughout the off season because I know that our episodes do not come out as periodic and as kind of regimented as they do during the season. Fret not, we will still put out an episode pretty much every week. We did miss last week, but not much going on. We just want to get everybody here together. We could have recorded at some point when it was Al and Liam, me and Liam, whatever it happened to be. We wanted to wait for everybody to be here. And like I said, the gang is all here. So I am Mike. What a fucking lame intro. I need something better for myself.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
What was that? Oh my God. And okay, whatever. Al is here, our resident educator. Al, say hi. Hopefully a better intro than myself.
Hi, Patriots offseason's boring, but Red Sox won opening day. Celtics beat the Thunder. Bruins are winning games. It's still fun. Still a good time here in the land of Boston sports.
Do you think I won? Do you think I won my bet? Did you win your bet, Al?
The only bet I won was my Red Sox parlay. That's all I won. Everything else I lost.
Yeah, I got it. Got $71. Hell yeah. All right. What a day. I'm sorry. It took too long to get here. We neglected our most intellectual, our most entertaining person on the podcast. Liam is here. He's wearing a shirt now, ladies and gentlemen. Emphasis on the ladies. When Liam jumped on the podcast, he was tarps off. Tarp is on now. He is here. Liam, how are you? How are you doing today?
Never better, homeboy. Psyched to be on.
I feel like that was sarcasm, but we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
No, it's just the overall disgust in my voice from our previous conversation. Give it like 2 or 3 more minutes, it'll eventually fade.
Oh
Damn,
my gosh.
I wanted to put my glasses on like you do, Liam, because I was told that I look like a superhero when I had my glasses on last time. But I don't think they lied. I don't think they are a little biased, though. They are a little biased, but who knows? Anyways, episode 223 of Tuck Rule Takes. We are here, not much to talk about today, but we are going to touch on the AJ Brown saga. Obviously, that is never ending. Even though there is an ending in sight that I think we'll talk about, that I think is pretty much inevitable at this point. And just kind of a quick overall State of the Union type address with the Patriots position groups right now. So we'll kind of rattle through every position, kind of who they lost, who they added, what we think about them, what we think the importance level is to add in the draft or whatever, and then we'll get out of here. Let everybody else finish watching baseball, which I'm sure you're watching right now because, like Al stated, baseball has started. Sox are going 162-0. And that's that. Before we get into
March Madness, if you're into March Madness,
no one's watching March Madness. Boo, boo.
March Madness is tight.
Boo you. Even I like March Madness, and I'm not a college basketball guy.
The U got eliminated, so my heart's broken. I no longer have stake in the game, but
plus 10.5 for the win. Yeah.
You bet that?
Plus 10.5. Yes,
You're a
sir.
traitor. That's heinous.
Hey, I won money, and Miami did it.
Sucks.
So
I don't care about your money.
I don't care about your affiliation for the U. It's unhealthy.
I don't care about college basketball. So,
but what we do care about are the great people at Couch Guy Sports and Sports Spider.
Fucking what a segue! And that's why you get paid the big bucks, Al. That's why you are paid to mold the minds of people who hopefully grow up to be smarter than Liam and myself, or maybe just myself, because I feel like Liam is pretty smart. But like Al said, thank you to Couch Guy Sports and Sports Spider. Both of them, Couch Guy, as you know, Al started it with all of us, put Liam and I together. Let us do our thing, then said, God, you guys suck. I have to come help you. And now Al is with us. So thank you to Couch Guy Sports. Go check out the Rafters podcast as well, because a certain co-host on here has that podcast on Couch Guy Sports. I'm not going to say who, but it's not Al or myself. So go check that out. Celtics are doing well, even though Peyton Pritchard can't hit a buzzer beater. It happened in one game against OKC like 2 weeks
He
ago.
actually has the most half court
Not at the
buzzer
end.
beaters.
Not at the end. Not at the end against OKC. He missed it. I hate Peyton Pritchard. Anyways, this is not an episode of hatred. That's for another time. Also, shout out to Sports Spider. That is Sports Spider with a Y. Go check them out. You hear me say it every time. Click the NFL tab. Go to Patriots. You'll see us at the top. If we're not there, scroll down a little bit and we will be right there. Big shout out to Couch Guy Sports and Sports Spider. I think this is where we'll start. And Al just said, fuck it, I'm out. If you're watching, Al just dipped out real quick.
He's had enough.
He said, all right, we got the sponsors in, I'm out. We have to start with the AJ Brown thing. I feel like we're going to do that until something ends up happening. There has been a report, Liam, thank God you're not on social media, but there have been reports every day that a move could happen between the Patriots and the Eagles. Essentially, that's what every report boils down to. No one has said anything new about this entire thing for weeks, it seems like. But the big thing that has been happening, I'm going to throw it to you guys, see what you guys think, if your opinions have changed at all. The Eagles have added a couple receivers. Obviously, they added Hollywood Brown. Then they added Elijah Moore, I believe. I saw some Eagles fans on Twitter saying, oh, Elijah Moore and AJ Brown are friends. Stop. That's not how businesses are worked. The Eagles didn't say, AJ Brown, we want you. We're going to hire one of your friends. It's not how it works. People are saying that it seems like the Eagles are kind of setting the scene for when AJ Brown leaves. They still have a room full of bodies, and then maybe they'll draft someone as well. AJ Brown has all but requested a trade from the Eagles. Obviously, that hasn't been a formal thing yet. But the word around the league, and everybody has been saying it, from Adam Schefter to Andrew Callahan to Mike Reese to everybody in between, that a move between the Eagles and the Patriots to get AJ Brown on the Patriots is all but inevitable at this point. There was that bullshit Ricky Scoops Twitter account that came out and said, "Oh, there's a handwritten agreement that a trade's going to happen post June 1st with the 2026 first and all that stuff."
He sucks. Let's just say he sucks.
The problem with that, which is why he deleted that tweet quick, you cannot designate a trade post June 1st. That's one thing. You certainly can't do it with draft picks from the draft that happened before June 1st. Like, it's nonsense. The dude just throws shit at a wall and tries to see what sticks. But I think that the Eagles are going to trade AJ Brown to the Patriots. I think they wanted to do it maybe before June 1st. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. We'll find out kind of where everybody sits when the draft comes. And I want to talk about that real quick before we get into the Patriots positions. But I just want to throw it to you guys. Where are your heads at with the AJ Brown saga right now, with the new/not new news that has come out since we last recorded?
This is just exhausting. Like, it needs to happen. It's either it happens or it doesn't. Like, the fact that there was this thing with the salary cap for the Eagles, it's like, oh, post June 1st, like they're going to save this much money. It's like, it just makes everything like just pause. And I'm tired of it. And like, listen, I was one of the biggest advocates on this podcast to get AJ Brown, and I would still love it if the Patriots did get AJ Brown. But do I think the Patriots will actually get AJ Brown? No, not at this point. Because it just seems like if they wanted to get him, they would have gotten him before free agency started. So that way they had their plan at receiver. So that way if they wanted to sign Romeo Doubs, they could have had him and Brown, and then their wide receiver room would look really good heading into 2026. But now it's this whole thing where it's like, okay, is it going to be AJ Brown or is it going to be a pick at 31? Whether it's the conception kid that everybody's talking about or whoever, right?
KC.
So my whole thing is this. If you really want AJ Brown, go get AJ Brown. Give the Eagles a deal that they cannot refuse. Or if you don't want him, then just say to the Eagles, thanks, but no thanks. Keep AJ Brown. Enjoy your headaches. Click. And then just focus on the draft and focus on continuing to draft and develop. Do I think they should still get the veteran receiver? Yes. But at this point, I just don't think they're going to overextend themselves, which in this case, I don't know if I agree with necessarily for this one particular player.
Damn. I do just want like it is still a trade, so obviously you can't just say get it done. But I get what you're saying, kind of give them a deal that they can't refuse. The one thing, and then Liam, I want to throw it to you just because I want to respond to Alex before I forget. The one thing that's fucking this all up is that June 1st deadline.
Exactly.
Like even if you give the Eagles a great deal, whatever it happens to be, they still just might not want to do it before June 1st. So it's like it's such a weird thing. And like I said, I want to talk about the draft afterwards too. After Liam gives his thoughts, because I think this complicates a lot of things for the draft. But yeah, Liam, I think you didn't think that the deal was ever going to happen, right? If I remember correctly.
No.
All right, how are you?
Nope.
How do you feel right now?
I'm going to be right. I stand firm. I haven't changed my mind. I actually haven't thought about it since. I had that thought, that revelation. I spit it over the airwaves. I rested my head that night, and I haven't thought about it since. AJ Brown's not going anywhere.
See, I still think he is. And call it my bias because I love AJ Brown. But I feel like there's far too much smoke here. And I think it was Reese or someone was talking about where um the the Eagles cannot trade him next year. It would be a salary cap nightmare if they try to trade him next year. So if they try to trade him the year after, he's on the last year of his deal. So it's like,
Usually how those things go.
but then also like, why would teams want to do that if they know he's not going to be signing? You know what I mean? So it's just one of those
Every
things.
team takes a risk on
And then
trading for a
trading
guy
him
when he
then
has
too.
1 year on his deal.
There's a
That's
huge
actually kind of how
salary.
it's unilaterally done in all of sports, not just
There's a
football.
huge salary cap hit in this final year too, if you were to get traded.
Then it's off your books.
This no, like dead money wise, talking like dead money wise, like it would fuck up the Eagles just like it would this year. This is the best time to trade him if they're going to, because they will absorb the lowest amount of dead money. So my entire thought process on it is that I think it gets done after June 1st. What I say after? No, before June 1st. I don't know why I immediately changed my mind. I think it gets done beforehand because it goes to what I'm saying with the draft. Because even if you think you have not like a handshake agreement or whatever, but just your confidence level, both ways, the Eagles and the Patriots, is that a deal will get done. Say you're the Patriots at 31. What do you do if Denzel Boston drops to 31?
You're probably going to take him at that point.
You have to take. He is one of my few people who, if he's there, you have to take him. And guess what, guys? If you take Denzel Boston, you do not need to trade for AJ Brown, or you do not need to give up whatever you were going to give up for AJ Brown. So like that fucks things up with any sort of potential trade as well, especially when it comes to the Eagles side, because then they'll lose leverage. For the Eagles, what if all of a sudden some receiver they wanted to get that they were thinking about replacing Brown with, say it's Denzel Boston or whoever. What if some team gets crazy and takes the person they want? Then it changes their mind. There are way too many variables going into the, hey, let's draft as if this deal has been done and then do the deal after June 1st. So I think if it gets done, and I do still think it will, my confidence level is not as high as it was before, but I do still think it gets done. I think it gets done either draft day or right before, or like the week before the draft, and we're less than a month away from the draft now. But it's just I can't see both of these teams drafting with the assumption that there's going to be a deal. But I will say, if Denzel Boston is there and the Patriots don't take him, there's most likely a deal coming. Like, I think the way that these two teams draft on April 23rd will tell us a lot, assuming a deal hasn't been done, will tell us a lot about what's going on with AJ Brown. So I don't know. There are so many different things floating around and so many different plates spinning. It's almost too complicated to make a deal, but it'd be awkward for the Eagles to bring AJ Brown back right now. Don't you think?
No.
No? I think it would
No.
be. I mean,
He hasn't done anything. He hasn't said anything. He's been an upstanding citizen.
and I
There
think
are
I
all
think
these
that's good.
rumors, but the organization has denied it tooth and nail. At every chance they've got, they said, "Yeah, we're not getting rid of him. Yeah, we're not doing that." They shut down
No,
the
they
stuff
haven't
with the
said it.
Rams.
They haven't said it this offseason that they weren't going to move
They
AJ
did. They
Brown.
shut down the deal with the Rams.
Yeah, with the
They
Rams,
said
they
we
never
don't
said
Then
they
have a deal in
weren't.
place with the Rams.
then why haven't they shut down conversations with the Patriots altogether and say it's
Exactly.
not happening?
Exactly. It's a real thing, but how, like, I don't know. Is it going to happen?
I think the tricky part of this deal is, of course, the cap aspect of it all, and the fact that Eagles are a Super Bowl contender. The Super Bowl window is open,
Mhm.
and they're not going to win a Super Bowl with Devontae Smith, Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore.
Mm-mm.
Jahan Dotson's gone. I don't even know who else is there. We have that Johnny dude who's a rookie. Um, they're obviously not going to win a Super Bowl like that, so they would need to get a tremendous amount in return. Uh, that's what makes this whole trade so hard. A fair offer for the Pats isn't a fair offer for the Eagles, and vice versa. The Patriots could overpay and could still fall short of what the Eagles would need to make it worth their while.
Yeah, but do you give any credence to the fact that some actual like reputable reporters, not just like your talk show hosts, like actual NFL reporters, are saying that the talk around the league is that the deal is going to get done. It's just going to get done post June 1st.
Yeah, no. No.
No,
Even
because
Adam Schefter came out and said there wasn't going to be. There isn't an under the table deal in place for AJ Brown.
yeah, no, he said that, but he said that a deal would be done, conversation would get picked up after June 1st. That was his thing. I think that if there was no deal or if they weren't shopping AJ Brown, Al, like you said, the Eagles would have came out and said, we aren't like shopping him. They somewhat shut down the Rams thing. Probably I think because they started to go into AJ Brown's health and they wanted to kind of nix that. But no,
Yeah.
I think that
But I
if
also
they're
think
looking to
Howie
trade him.
shouldn't come out and say it wholeheartedly either, because if you do get a ludicrous offer for AJ Brown, like you take it. But obviously he's leaving the door open for a steal, like you said, an offer they can't refuse. It would be so outlandishly in the Eagles' favor. Everyone has a price. The Vikings would trade Justin Jefferson if somebody swooped in there with a Mike Ditka type package of I'll give you every pick in this draft.
Four
I'll give
first
you a
round
first for
picks. Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you a first in next year's. Like everyone's got a price.
Mhm.
But also too, if you're the Patriots, why are you gonna get rid of valuable 2027 draft picks when this next draft class coming in is supposed to be this really good class? And this 2026 class is supposed to be lackluster. So that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering, are the Patriots going to try to be aggressive with this? Or are they just going to say, like, if the Eagles want to take our deal, fine. If not, we're fine with it. And I think they're going more for the latter. And I think again, it's for this specific time, this specific group, this specific player, I think it's the wrong decision to make.
So you think before I respond, so you think that they should kind of get rid of some draft picks, right?
If it's
For
gonna
him.
be if it's gonna be 2026, yeah. Like if you're getting rid of 31, you're getting rid of a fourth, and then you get rid of 1 2027, sorry,
Yeah.
draft pick, then fine, do that. And then either throw in Pop Douglas or
Whoever,
I,
right?
I hate to say it, but probably like Keyshawn Booty. But if you have to do it, do it.
My thing with the draft picks in I don't think we don't need to harp on AJ Brown too much longer, but I did want to respond about the draft picks thing. I don't care about these draft picks
Hmm.
because I think that AJ Brown for what he
Fuck
could
them
give you
picks.
for what he could give you for the next 3 years is better than the chance that one of these picks you get in this year or next year, this great draft next year. Oh my God. Let me ask you something. What happens if a certain player on the Patriots has a season career ending type injury and you all of a sudden have to change how you draft? What happens if some players play really well and you change how you draft? And maybe these picks aren't as important. Like we're talking about a year from now. We might all be dead a year from now.
But
Get rid
also,
of the picks.
but
Get the good
Dark.
guy
I know.
here.
But also, too, look at the history of the Patriots drafting receivers just in the last 10 years. Like, my God, they cannot nail a draft pick for a wide receiver if it was like water. It's like you're hitting water coming out of a boat. Like you fall out of a boat and the water's right there. They'd
No,
still miss it. Like that's what I'm
exactly.
struggling with here is You have a proven player. You have a player that has a couple of years left on that contract. And you know what? Let's be honest. AJ Brown can probably give you 2 good years, maybe three at the most.
I
That's
think three.
fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fine. At this point, with Drake May as your quarterback, and you hope that a Kyle Williams develops, you hope that maybe another receiver you get develops, Kayshon Boutte continues to develop like he did
Mhm.
last year. Like, that's fine. Bring in the stud receiver. I've said this for years now. Bring in the number one receiver. Enough of this throwing when the ball, like throw the ball to the open guy. I understand, like that's football, everybody. Like you throw the ball to the open guy. If it like that's football 101. I didn't play a down of football in my life, and I know that. Like, give me a break. Go get the proven veteran. That's AJ Brown. If you want to make your football team better with a much harder schedule, especially that road schedule, it's hard next year, and you're going to have to go win some tough games on the road. AJ Brown helps you.
Yes, dude, there are people who, if you bring up trading the first round pick next year, they act like you just said that you're going to trade their firstborn kid. Guys, the pick hopefully is going to be 25 or up and 25 at the worst. You hope that's what it's going to be. And you hope if you give up that pick for AJ Brown, you're going to be maybe 28 or worse. So what are we doing? And like it's a first round pick, which is I know people, oh, you get the extra year in a contract. I don't give a shit. Okay. If the guy's good, sign him after 3 years, whatever it happens to be. Like you said, Al, get the guy here that can help your quarterback who is second in MVP voting, maybe get back to another Super Bowl. Because I will tell you, if the Patriots get AJ Brown, they should be a Super Bowl contending team. In everybody's brackets or everybody's thoughts and everything like that, the Patriots should be one of the teams that can come out of the AFC realistically and make it to the Super Bowl. Obviously, the draft, and we'll see who they get and all that stuff. But just looking at it like in a vacuum, that is a great wide receiving core. AJ Brown, Romeo Dobbs, Kayshon Boutte, Kyle Williams, in either Chisholm or Douglas, whoever they keep or trade or whatever happens. That is a good Matt Collins. That's a good to great room. Just get the guy here. It's not like you're giving up a bunch of picks. You're giving up you're giving up one pick. Like how many Kayshon Boutte, what round was he drafted in? The sixth round, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
He's doing pretty well, right? Like you don't need to have these first
Bill
round picks to
Belichick
draft
pick.
it. Cole Strange, what round was he drafted in? The
First
first
round.
round, right? So what if your 2027 first rounder turns out to be a Cole Strange type? Nikhil Harry.
What if it ends up
Uh,
being Richard Seymour?
no, and exactly. And I totally get that. So my thing is though, the odds of you drafting a Richard Seymour are lower than AJ Brown just doing what he does for the next 2 to 3 years. That's my only thing. I'm not gonna yell at anyone who like really wants to keep those picks. I get it. But just when it comes down to it, I think that you should give up whatever you think you can give up realistically to get AJ Brown. Now, if the Eagles don't want to do it or they're playing hardball or whatever, fuck them. But I think give whatever picks you can or you think is a good pick or a good deal and just go from there. And I don't know. The draft's going to be interesting though to see how they go. But yeah, Liam, just to wrap it up, you still don't think that there's any chance that this deal happens?
No shot.
Okay. All right. I hope it does. I really, really hope it does, though. Because that'll be great. But we'll see. It all come down to really if the Eagles just want to do it or not. That's what it comes down to. So, any other thoughts on AJ Brown before we talk about the Patriots a little bit, then get out of here?
I just need that. I need it to end. I need to have this
That's
AJ
where I'm
Brown
at too,
saga
dude.
end.
I want to mute AJ Brown on Twitter, but I can't because if something happens, I need to see it. So I'm like, oh my God, motherfucker. All right. But I figured Patriots depth chart. I figured we would kind of just go through what the team looks like right now. And kind of, we don't need to give letter grades, just kind of how we feel about each one. And then, like I said, kind of importance we put on that position group in the draft. because that's really the next way you're going to add to the team. So, should they be looking early rounds, mid rounds, late rounds, kind of whatever happens, and we'll go from there. Kind of a laid back thing. We don't need to do anything, standardized or anything. Even though I know you're a teacher, Al, so I know you like the standardized testing, but we're not going
Uh,
to do that.
mm.
Huge MCAS guy.
Ugh.
Uh, oh, speaking of the depth chart, guys, another sign that AJ Brown is coming. The Patriots got rid of Joshua Dobbs. I will give you all and everybody listening one question. What number do you think Dobbs wore? That's right,
11.
Al. Number 11. Do you know what other big name receiver wears that same number? You'll never guess it. I'll give you a hint.
Where's
He's on the Eagles.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. I thought you were gonna say what great Patriot receiver that AJ Brown loves, or for the Patriots, and I was gonna say Julian Edelman.
Oh my God, you're right, Al. It's almost like all the signs are pointing towards AJ Brown coming to the Patriots, huh?
It's almost like you're going to be dumbfounded when he doesn't go anywhere.
I am ready to be hurt. I'm ready to be hurt because I think that the excitement level or the happiness will be worth, or the potential happiness will be worth the potential hurt of not getting him. So I'm fine with that. But yeah, Joshua Dobbs, backup quarterback, or really the number 3 quarterback. Well, no, he was the backup last year. No longer on the team. Thank you, Pastronaut, for doing what you did. He came in one game through one pass that we needed. And yeah, Patriots won that game. So we'll start quarterback
What was
room.
that one game?
Remember,
There's a Titans game.
yeah, where May went out for protocol.
Oh,
Dobbs came
right.
in,
Okay.
handed it off, and then threw a great third down pass to like I forget who, Diggs or someone, and then came out. May came in, and they ended up winning. So
I think it was Douglas.
was it that? Yeah,
It
it
was
might have been.
Douglas.
Future Eagle, Pop Douglas. Quarterback
You're not gonna
room
trade for
has
fucking
stayed the
Douglas.
same. Otherwise, it is Drake May and Tommy DeVito. DeVito did get a little bit of an extension, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
He re-signed. I don't think we talked about that. Just quick quarterback room. How do you guys feel about it? Do you like Tommy DeVito, and do you think that they should add a veteran or just draft someone to kind of
Yes,
be that third quarterback?
yes to Tommy DeVito being the backup. I think that there's just a little something to him. I mean, he had a little bit of success with the Giants, and that's saying a lot because the Giants last couple of years have been a dumpster fire. I don't think that's the case anymore with John Harbaugh being there, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Do I think they should still add someone? Yeah, they'd probably add somebody in the draft, a young kid, something like that, just to come in and compete. But the quarterback room's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to get me to care about backup quarterbacks or anything. I don't care. So I like it, Liam.
Oddly enough, I love backup quarterbacks. And I was thinking about this today on my lunch break. My mind just naturally drifted as it does. I was wondering, and I fucking hated him in college, but he was really, really exciting in the league. Where is Sam Howell nowadays?
I'll
Is
tell
he
you
with
right now.
Washington?
Keep talking. I will
No,
tell
they
you.
traded him to the Seahawks, and I thought he was going to start. And then they benched him for the whole they made him ride the pine for Geno Smith. And then I was like, it's Sam Howell time. And then they got Sam Darnold and won the Super Bowl. He was the backup. He's a Super Bowl champion, but
Ooh, Liam. I'm sorry.
where?
You're not going to like the team he's on.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
No.
Yep.
Is he
Cowboys.
actually?
Yep.
I don't like him anymore, but
Yep.
I
I'm
did.
sorry.
Yeah, 6 hours ago, I was actually like, I think Sam Howell is the man. But
Hey,
I do
Lee,
like backup quarterbacks. What were you saying?
hey, Liam, remember when you loved Joe Milton and thought he should start for the Patriots?
I never liked Joe Milton. Joe Milton
Oh,
was fucking
Yeah, you
terrible.
all right,
did.
go back and play the
Yeah.
clips.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
Um,
Yeah, if I could
roll the
like,
clips.
if I could get him in here, I would.
Mm.
But okay, but yeah,
But
so what do you think? The room, what should they do?
no, I think I agree with Al. There was something to Tommy DeVito. Like, I don't know what it is. It was exciting. I don't know if that can be captured again. Sometimes it's a fleeting thing. But then again, we put up with boring ass Brian Hoyer for like 50 years, and like
Forever.
nothing about Brian Hoyer excites you,
Three
but a
different stints
little
too, I
part,
think.
yeah, and like he just was always around. If you guessed Brian Hoyer was our backup sometime in the span of 20 years, you were more than likely going to be right. And I don't know, like Tommy DeVito excites me just a hair more than him, so I don't see why he wouldn't be a fine backup. But backup quarterbacks are interesting. They're fun. I even like Josh Dobbs. I like the pass turnout from his time in Minnesota. I thought that was really cool. And he has one of the greatest college football comebacks I've ever seen when he was at Tennessee against Miss State, I think it was. It was fucking nuts. But yeah, so I think he's fine. I think I'm in.
Do you think that they should add a veteran, or do you think they should just draft someone to come in to kind of be that
Draft
third
a
guy,
third.
or draft a third
Yeah,
one?
if I was a GM, I'd take a flyer on a quarterback every year. I'd pick somebody like a
Mhm.
Brock Purdy, like just the last 4 rounds. I'd be like, let's take a fucking swing on a quarterback every single year. Take a
Four
look
six
at him in
round
a
picks.
camp.
So,
Yeah,
yep.
so I'd probably shoot with that. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, who knows? Another team might want him, give you another 6 round pick, and then boom, you got another one. So, running back room, out Antonio Gibson. Other than that, they have not added anybody. That
Did
room looks
Gibson get
like
signed?
I don't know.
Not
No, I don't
yet.
think so. I think
Not
he's still
yet.
out. He's still recovering from injury, so he probably won't get signed
Yeah.
for a little bit. That's also the Thayer Munford thing. We'll talk about it when we get to offensive line. But Ramondre Stevenson, Trevion Henderson, Terrell Jennings, and Lan Larison, those are your guys right now. The Patriots have been meeting with running backs at pro days, and I don't think they've had any running backs in for a 30 visit yet, but they have been meeting with some running backs at the combine and at pro day. So I do think that they're going to draft one. That room, obviously, we're happy with it, but I guess my question is, do you think that the Patriots add a running back? And if you do, where do you think they add one? Is it in the draft? Is it free agency? Where in the draft? We don't need specific names, but what do you guys think the Patriots do with this room? Because I do think that they add someone in the draft.
Keep it simple. They add somebody late in the draft. You have a good two-headed monster with Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. Just ride with that. And then if you can get a third back that can kind of block and everything, don't forget you have Reggie Gilliam too. That's going to help with the blocking
Oh,
game as
don't worry.
well.
We are going
So,
to get to the fullback position room. Do not
Yes,
worry
so,
we
about
are.
that.
so yeah, just add somebody in the late rounds. That's all. You don't need more than three running backs. You're fine
Hmm.
at that point.
Liam, how do you feel about it?
I don't know. It's tough. Like, I want to say they trim the fat and draft somebody because that totally makes sense. But I don't know where you trim the fat here because Terrell Jennings, fan favorite. I actually liked him when he played. Lan Larison, I was excited for and fucking loved him in the preseason. I thought he played really well. And most of all, loved him
Got
in
hurt.
college.
Yep.
Yeah, Elijah Mitchell, proven commodity. I think he could be great. I never understood why he started for the 49ers and then didn't do anything ever again. He just got buried on their depth chart and moved around. But yeah, like I don't know where they trim the fat. I'm with Al. They probably draft somebody late, and I don't even know if he makes the roster. If anything, if I had to cut somebody, it'd probably be Jennings, which I wouldn't love, but I wouldn't hate either. So I don't know. I'd like the running back room to stay pretty much as it is.
So I misspoke earlier, and I should have known because I told you guys about it. They did have a running back in for a 30 visit. Just a quick tease for our draft
Who
talk.
like
At
Jeremiah Love, that I'm
Adam
not
Randall
kidding.
from Clemson.
Okay.
The talk about
Right,
him
right,
is
right.
he is your one cut and go guy. If you want to compare him to someone in the NFL, he is not this person yet, but he is your Derrick Henry type. He's a big dude. He's like 6'5", I think. He's a one cut and go. He can block. He does need to kind of learn the position a little bit more because he came from a wide receiver to running back. He is your perfect. You said you want someone in the later rounds. This is your guy. You can get him in the 6th round. The Patriots have a bunch of picks. You get him, you sit him down. He might not even play, but he just learns behind Stevenson and Henderson. And then once Stevenson ends up going, you have the quick guy in Trevion Henderson, and you have your big bruiser guy who can also catch in Adam Randall. So just something to think about, a name which I can guarantee you will hear from me when we do our draft talk or our draft episode, because he is going to be on my draft board somewhere. But yeah, I think they add someone in the later rounds. I think it might be Adam Randall, but other than that,
I
we're
love
happy
these
with the
pro
top two
comps. These
guys.
are hilarious. It's like I have This
They
guy,
have to
he's a
pick someone,
backup at
right?
Appalachian State. Pro
Right.
comp Barry Sanders. You're like, whoa,
Right.
whoa,
You're like, oh
whoa.
Like,
shit.
okay, like let's
Yeah.
relax, pump
You're
the
like, how the
brakes.
fuck does this happen?
He's if you mixed Marshall Falk with Adrian Peterson, all right?
Yeah, and he plays
Like,
for Southern Alabama. You're
yeah,
like,
right.
no, no, he doesn't.
Get
I
Like,
this,
let's
he's
promise you.
still
chill
in high
out here.
school. um,
Yeah.
Fullback room. Um, Jack Westover is still here, but I don't think he's going to be a fullback
No,
anymore.
he's not. No, he's not.
Friday, Westover.
He's in
Westover's still
Arizona.
here. No,
Oh
Westover's still
no,
here.
sorry, I was thinking Jack Gibbons. That's why. Carry
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, yeah.
carry on.
Gibbons, yeah, Gibby's gone. But that neither here nor there. Fullback room, Reggie Gilliam, thumbs up across the board, right? We're all
Yep.
happy he's here.
Yep.
Yep. Can't
I'm
wait.
just so happy to be doing a podcast about a team that has three fullbacks on
Look
their
at your shirt.
roster
I
right
mean,
now.
look at your sweatshirt.
Yeah, make fullbacks great again. It is just an absolute pleasure to watch a team like this. It's no wonder they went to the Super Bowl. What a sight.
Yeah, so that'll be good. He's going to pave the way for the running back room who we just spoke about. So Reggie Gilliam, thumbs up. Can't wait to see him. Wide receiver room, guys who left. Stephon Diggs, obviously, as we know. They brought in Romeo Dobbs, and that is it right now. So your room looks like this: Romeo Dobbs, Kayshon Boutte, Kyle Williams, Pop Douglas, John Giles, and Jeremiah Webb. You can even throw a little Efton Chisholm and Mac Hollins in there. Obviously, all those guys aren't going to play. Kind of looking at the room there, do you think there's a surprise cut or a trade or something? And then how do you think they attack that? Let's just assume AJ Brown isn't happening because it's easier to do it this way. How do you think they attack this position group in the draft?
They go first round and they go, like you said, either Denzel Boston or the Conception kid. They go with one of those two guys, and then they're just like, okay, hopefully he develops. That's it. That's it.
Quick and to the point, huh?
Mhm.
You must have the same vision that that girl the night of the bachelor party had if you think we're getting a wide receiver in the first round. We went to the Super Bowl and got annihilated because of a lack of an offensive line. If they don't draft offensive line first round, I'm going to be pissed.
What if they got an edge rusher?
I'd be pissed.
That's what they're doing.
We
I'm telling you, that's what
need
they're going to do.
blocking, blocking, all of the blocking. Waste every pick on a fucking offensive lineman just because then you're guaranteed at least one of them is going to be decent.
So if you think that they're going to get a receiver in the draft, where do you think they do? You think they just go like mid rounds and try to grab
Go with
one?
the go hit him in like the Deion Branch, Jalen Polk area, like 2 to 4, two to
Okay.
four.
There's guys there. They did have someone in for a 30 visit, bigger guy. So we'll see what happens. 30 visit, by the way, for people who don't know, every team has 30 visits that they can bring in draft players, kind of work them out in their facility and all that. So that's where the 30 visit is. But yeah, they brought in some guys. I do think they're going to add someone because they are clearly interested in adding more to the receiver room. I don't think they go first round. I think they get one in like the third or fourth round. There's people out there. There's Jacoby Lanes out there. There's Chris Brazel if they want to get people there. There's definitely some guys out there they can get. But either way, I'm happy with this room overall. Looking at it, I like
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs. Kayshon Boutte's a good piece. Kyle Williams, I hope he develops. Al, you said they can't draft receivers. Hopefully, this guy breaks the curse because Boutte's been doing it. Hopefully, Kyle Williams kind of shows up and shows out. I want to ask you guys, Efton Chisholm, what do you think happens with him this year? I think he gets cut, to be honest.
Really? I think he's got
Yeah.
to be around.
Yep.
I don't think he gets cut. Maybe at the worst he gets on the practice squad, but other than that, I mean, I think he's
Yeah.
still going to be around.
All right. Who knows? A good
He
story
did
though. I
enough.
want him to succeed, but it's just like I feel like I don't know, especially if Pop Douglas is here. We don't need you. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Tight end room. They lost Austin Hooper. They brought in Julian Hill, who is your second tight end, primarily a blocking tight end, but they paid him like he might catch some passes, so we'll see. Hunter Henry obviously is your number one guy. They have CJ Dupree as well. He's kind of a
So I'm real
non-factor.
psyched
He'll
about
be
that.
he'll be more your practice squad guy. That's all. But really, it's Hunter Henry, Julian Hill. How do you guys feel about the room? How do you feel about the Julian Hill signing? And then do you think that they add in the draft? Which, by the way, and the draft, all the tight ends, freak athletes in the
All of them.
draft. Dude, there's like 6 or 7 that like all project to be like good players. So, but yeah, this room, how do you feel about Julian Hill? And what do you think that they do moving forward with the tight end group?
Kind of a surprise signing, kind of like oh, okay, like this is an interesting type of signing by the Patriots. But you know what? They need to add one of these tight ends, like you said, that are freaks in the draft because we love Hunter Henry, but he's getting up there in age, and who knows how
Mm-hmm.
much longer, he can give us full seasons of health, especially when he had his problems before the Patriots with the Chargers. So
That was my thought process. I remember when we signed him and I was like, this dude's never healthy, but he's going to
Yep.
be awesome. And he's been the pinnacle of health. Like,
I,
unbelievable. If
And
he
he
I know.
gets
gets hurt
hit.
for like
He
five
gets
games this
hit
year,
too.
he gets nailed. If he
Mhm.
gets hurt for like 5 games this year, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, dude,
Good.
finally, about time you
Good.
fucking mailed one in. I'm like,
Yeah.
good. These have been compounding over years.
Yeah. Hunter Henry, by the way, I think when it's all said and done, maybe at some point this offseason we'll do it. He top 5 signing of all time for the Patriots to me.
Yeah,
I don't know where he is on the top
dude.
5, but he's up there.
I would love to know his off-season routine that he's just all of a sudden healthy all the time. He must like just bathe in like herbs and lotion. Some shapeshifter comes in and pours more on him every 3 hours. Like I have no idea what he's doing, but it's working.
Dude, and the best part is him and Drake May are buddies, so that's good. I think the Patriots draft a guy here. I think they draft someone who actually plays meaningful snaps as well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think they draft one, and
Would
I
be
think
cool
they
to
kind
like
of need
have
to.
Hunter Henry and then have our future guy.
I think they will. And there's some guys you can get in the mid rounds. Doesn't have to be an early pick or whatever. So we'll see. Fullback Reggie Gilliam. Obviously, we went through it. Offensive line. A lot of not a lot, but a good amount of moves here for this one. In Elijah Vera Tucker, in James Hudson, just another kind of depth piece draft.
Mhm.
Guys who left. Garrett Bradbury for a 2027 5th round pick. Vidarian Lowe. Where did Lowe go? Did he
49ers.
49? Okay, why did I want to say Commanders? Who went to the Commanders?
Hallelujah.
Oh,
Everyone last year.
Chason went to the Commanders.
yep.
But yeah, out Garrett Bradbury, Vidarian Lowe. Thayer Munford is still out there. This is what I wanted to say real quick. Thayer Munford had off-season surgery, so I think that's why he hasn't been signed yet. I think that's why the Patriots might be moving on from him. But that's where you're at right now. Those are the people that left. Your line right now looks as so. Will Campbell at left tackle, Elijah Vera Tucker at left guard. God, I just had a brain fart. Jared Wilson at center, Michael Wenu at right guard, and Morgan Moses, the ageless wonder, at right tackle. How do you guys feel about that offensive line? And when do you think they add to it in the draft?
I think it's better. Like Elijah Vera Tucker, high ceiling, but high floor too, if he can't stay healthy.
High
But
ceiling, low floor.
sorry,
Low
low
floor.
floor. Yes, thank you, thank you. My brain's just mush now at
High
8:20 at
ceiling,
night.
high floor is great.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
must happen when you're 30.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so high ceiling, low floor. Yeah, it's not great as far as, you have some uncertainties. You don't know how Jared Wilson's going to be back at center. We know it's his natural position, but he didn't play it last year. Will Campbell recover from the injury he had last year? Will Morgan Moses be healthy for all 17 games at age 35? So there's a lot of question marks, but the potential is there. That's the good thing. Like the talent is there. Can they just put it all together and add maybe another signing or two, or maybe even in the draft again, like maybe like third, fourth round, maybe they get a late round like diamond in the rough. Like who knows? But they do need to add a couple more depth pieces. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go quick. I think they add in the draft. It could be at pick 31. could be in the third or fourth round. I don't know, but I think they add definitely at right tackle or definitely at the tackle position. The Patriots were just at the Boston College Pro Day. Jude Bowery is the guy they could get in like the fourth or fifth round. So I do think they add there. I'm very happy with this line because, like we just talked about with Hunter Henry, Morgan Moses, two guys who career they've been unhealthy. They've been beacons of health on this team. So I'm going to assume relatively good health with Elijah Vera Tucker. So if you have, I think Will Campbell, people forget because you have the last three games or the Super Bowl or whatever. Will Campbell was a damn good rookie left tackle before his injury. I think he's going to get back to that. Jared Wilson, everybody's saying he's a great center, so I'm just going to assume he's going to play well as well. I think he's going to develop. I think what's his name, Doug Marrone, offensive line coach, is good at what he does. Elijah Vera Tucker, when he's healthy, a great left guard. And then the right side is fine. Michael Nwenu, Liam's arch nemesis, very good. And then Morgan Moses, if he's healthy, he's good too. So yeah, I'm very, very content and happy with the how this line is and their potential. But Liam, how do you feel about it? And I know you kind of mentioned it, but where and how often should they add to this group in the draft?
I'll tackle the obvious offensive line in the first round. Don't even know what position because it does on paper sound like a fine line to me. And you have to let Campbell give him a long leash.
Mhm.
Wilson the same. We have our guards locked up. I guess it would have to be right tackle because Morgan Moses isn't going to be here forever.
Mhm.
So I would say that would probably have to be it by default. But fucking, I'd probably just take best available and just figure it out from there. Um, but I with the Vera Tucker signing, I feel better. Definitely, not wholeheartedly so, but I feel better. It's like the lingering ghost in the back of my head where I'm like, it's like the Hunter Henry thing. Like, oh, you were always hurt. I hope he proves me wrong. I'll be happy. I would love for it to be like Hunter Henry, where I didn't even remember that he was hurt all the time until right fucking now, and the last 3 years has been an afterthought. That'd be magic. Unfortunately, that's not usually how it goes. So I feel just a hair better. Maybe more than a hair, like a forearm better.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think this is Morgan Moses' last year, by the way. I do think that they will draft his inevitable replacement. They'll probably add a guard too, I would say, just to kind of, just in case Jared Wilson doesn't pan out, keep that pipeline going. I think you should always be drafting, kind of like you said, Liam, where you should always draft a quarterback every year. You should always be drafting offensive linemen.
Yes.
Just just keep the pipeline going because you don't because I mean injuries like shit we saw Will Campbell got hurt. So it's like you don't want to go down and then not have anybody, to kind of step in or maybe the next year take over. So yeah, I think this room should be good. They'll add in the draft. We'll see what happens and go from there. Um, Defense, we'll start at the back and kind of move forward. Defense, so safeties, Jalen Hawkins, obviously, as we know, left, but Pro Bowl interception leader in 2025, Kevin Byard came in. You still have obviously Craig Woodson back there. Craig Woodson is, I mean, I think we are all very happy with Craig Woodson, with how he's performed. But that room right now, and I believe that's all you have back there. Oh yeah, they have Brendan Schooler. I don't count him. You have Del Pettis as well, and then Mike Brown, more of a special teamer that the Patriots signed as well. But really, we're looking at Craig Woodson and Kevin Byard. How do you guys feel about the room? How do you feel about Hawkins leaving? Do you think it's an upgrade or not? And do you think that the Patriots will add to this position in the draft? And if you do, like, do you think it should be like a priority or just kind of if there's a guy, take him?
Yeah, don't make it a priority. You don't need a safety right now. You have the Pro Bowler Kevin Byard. You have the young guy in Craig Woodson that proved a lot of people wrong last year, saying, "Oh, fourth round pick, probably not going to do much." No, he had a really good year.
Did
So
a lot.
I think it was actually Taylor Kyles, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, that has Craig Woodson potentially as maybe by next year like a Pro Bowler. Like honestly, he could be a Pro
Yep.
Bowl type player. So I think for this year you roll with the safeties you have because your corners, and I know we'll talk about them. Your corners are so good. that you only need like one or two safeties to really play, and I'm using a baseball term here, but center field back there to make sure that, nothing gets,
Also a great song.
yeah, great song too, and making sure that nothing gets beat deep. So
Mhm.
I think safety, you're fine.
Liam, how do you feel about
I
it?
I would agree completely, Al. We really just need safeties that play clean up, and I I recently watched his highlights. I want to say 2 weeks ago, just over again. I'm big on Woodson. I was absolutely wrong when he was coming out of the draft, but it occurred to me the league needs the next great Woodson. We had Rod Woodson from 87 to 2003. There was some overlap with Charles Woodson from 98 to 2015. There was a gap. There was a very, very long, excruciating 8 year gap where the league was Woodsonless and you could feel the void. And now the next great Woodson is here, and we should be blessed that he's on our team. The last name carries greatness. It carries weight. If you're a Woodson, that means you're going to go out there and lay the wood. I'm absolutely psyched. A full ringing endorsement of the safety duo. Kevin Byard's going to be a blast as well. We talked about that on the last show. I'm pretty jazzed up. I feel very comfortable with this group.
I think they'll add someone in the later rounds just to, maybe develop behind Bayard. I think they're going to sign Bayard again in the offseason, give him another 1 year deal. But yeah, very happy with this group. And I'll talk about it once we talk about the corners. I have very high hopes for this secondary, but yeah, all thumbs up from us. For the safeties. Cornerbacks, Alex Austin left. Kindle Vildor got signed this week. I mean, he'll play a little bit again, more special teams guy. But yeah, you're talking about corners right now. There's obviously Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, Charles Woods, Kobe Minor, and Marcellus Dial. Those are going to be your guys right now. Um, I guess I'll kind of make it a little different. I don't know if they really draft a corner, to be honest with you. Marcus Jones obviously is in there too. I think maybe in like the sixth round or seventh if they have to. I'm very happy with this group. I think this secondary as a whole can be a top three secondary in the league. That's where I'm at with them right now. I'm very happy with them. I know Carlton Davis is kind of a lightning rod with some Patriots fans. I'm happy he's here. Christian Gonzalez, I think, is going to earn whatever contract he's about to get. Marcus Jones, captain, we can't say enough about him. And yeah, Kobe Minor, who knows what happens with him? Del Pettis, Charles Woods, they flashed a little bit. I'm happy with the group. How do you guys feel about it?
Again, one of the probably deepest positions on this football team. And you're going to have an all pro that you're going to have signed to an extension very soon, Christian Gonzalez. So can't help but feel good about the corners.
Mhm. I'm
Yeah, not
assuming you
much
feel the
more I
same.
can say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you guys haven't already said. Deep, stellar group. No notes, anything. I don't think they really need to draft anyone. If they do, it'll probably be a late round flyer,
Mhm.
like you said. And Charles Woods, just disappointing. Two letters off of greatness. Just gonna leave that there. Really
Almost, right? You
annoying.
could have had
So
two.
close, so close. You could have been an interception magnet. You were just about there.
Do you guys think there's any chance the Patriots don't sign Christian Gonzalez?
No.
Yeah,
Me neither. Okay, cool. Thank God. We don't need to fucking spend
yeah,
time on that. Yeah, they're gonna do it. Enough. It'll happen when it happens.
that would be
Um,
absurd.
Next group, I guess we'll go to the linebacker group. Yeah, right. Linebackers. Then we'll go to the front of everything. So out, Caleb Chase on Anthony Jennings, two relatively big names, and also Gibbons as well. Al, like you mentioned earlier, in Draymond Jones and Jesse Luketa, the infamous Jesse Luketa, the first signing the Patriots made. Those guys all included right now. You have obviously Draymond Jones, you have Harold Landry, Christian Ellis, Braden Swinson, Robert Spillane, then Draymond Jones, like I said, Elijah Ponder is out there as well. Kind of an interesting group. I think 100% they add to this group. I think they might add to it twice in the draft. I think more emphasis on the pass rushing aspect of the linebackers, but overall, I'm content with this group, assuming they're going to add to it. How do you guys feel about the linebacking group right now?
A little lackluster. I feel like they could add another piece to you know, kind of get after the quarterback because that was a big thing last year they couldn't do was get after the quarterback as much as they would have liked to. So I'd like to see, if they don't take a wide receiver in the first round or Liam's coveted offensive lineman, I'd like to see them take a pass rusher that could make a difference.
Mhm. I think they will.
Yeah, the 49ers gave us the blueprint. You can never have enough rush in the passer going on, so I wouldn't be surprised. I think the group's fine. I thought they were pretty damn good last year. Maybe in spurts down the stretch could have been a little better, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't look at this position as a huge position of need, but it's just one of those ones that you just want to stockpile assets every year and
Yep.
mix up rotations, shuffle valuable guys out for huge draft picks and whatnot.
Let me ask you guys, because Harold Landry has kind of been similar to Carlton Davis. A lot of Patriots fans are down on Harold Landry. It's kind of well known at this point. He was dealing with an injury basically from like week 4 on. He really kind of tried to play through it. When he was healthy, he played well, similar to Will Campbell. When he was healthy, they played well, and then when he got hurt, kind of didn't play well afterwards. I'm still in on Harold Landry. What's your kind of just quick opinion on Harold Landry this year? Because, like I said, a lot of Patriots fans seem to be down on him.
Got to see how he recovers from the knee injury. I mean, the knee was slowing him down the end part of last year. Hope that knee's healthy and hopefully he can give you one more healthy season before you have to make a decision on him and probably get rid of him. So
Mhm. Yeah, how do you feel, Liam?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel. He's definitely damaged goods, but he was really dynamic to start off. If anything, like I like having him around for the veteran aspect of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I eat that shit up. But
He was a captain
I
too. Yep.
yeah, and definitely think he's a leader of men. I wouldn't see him on the team past next year, but I think he could definitely have one of those years where it's like, oh yeah, he had, 9 to 11 sacks next year, and then we ended up shipping him off or just letting him walk for a big deal.
Yeah. Also, I forgot with the linebackers, Jelani Tavai also got sent packing too. So just another guy that was out. So yeah, I think they'll definitely add with that. But yeah, with Landry, I think you give him a shot this year. I mean, obviously you're gonna give him a shot this year. He's on the team, he's under contract, he was a captain, so Freeble obviously wants him on the team. But yeah, we'll see. I hope he can come back. Defensive line. They have not brought anybody in on defensive line, but they have lost Kairos Tonga. That's really your only loss there. I say only, I don't mean it to diminish him. We all like Tonga. But defensive line, I'll throw edge in here as well. What do you guys think the Patriots do with this room? Obviously, the room, by the way, Milton Williams, who we all love, Christian Barmore, Joshua Farmer, just got drafted last year, Corey Durden and Leonard Taylor. Those two. I think those two are going to come up big this year. But how do you feel about the room? Where do you think they should address it in the draft?
I mean, I think as long as you still have Christian Barmore and Milton Williams leading from the front, I think you're fine. But I think that they should maybe look mid rounds, maybe like fifth, sixth round. Maybe look for that, another D tackle, another nose tackle that can kind of come in and, stuff the middle and, help stuff the run like Tonga did last year. But again, not a big area for concern, but something to just keep an eye on.
Yeah, there's a guy from Navy that the Patriots are looking at, kind of a nose tackle. I'm all in on him. I'm all in on him. So he's going to be a late round pick, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, they also had someone in for a 30 visit, someone that's supposed to be a projected first round or early second rounder. So they're looking at that spot too. But yeah, Liam, how do you feel about the people in the room? Do you think they should add really in the draft or anything like that? How are you feeling about it?
Barmore's like officially good, right?
Yep.
Yeah, his
Yep.
charges
Okay,
got cleared.
Yep.
sweet.
Cleared. He's here. He's a part of the plans.
Yeah, like as long as there's Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, I have absolutely no problems with the position. You could literally backfill that with equipment staff, and I'd be like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I think they'll add someone. They'll add a body in there just to get in there. But yeah, I just think it's more important on the defense that you add a pass rusher, whether that's at edge or linebacker. You need someone to get after the passer. Like I think we've all said here at some point, but yeah, I'm happy with that group too. I'm overall with the entire roster. We don't need to go into special teams, by the way. Nothing has changed on special teams, so still got the best punter in the league, so we're good. Bryce Behringer. Um, so kind of just overall, I think going through this, I feel like we're all relatively happy with the Patriots roster right now, which I don't think we could have said the last 3 years or so, maybe right around there. Um, but yeah, I think pretty much Liam, you're thinking offensive line. You think they got to do that first. Al, you're more wide receiver. If you're not getting AJ Brown, shoot for that kind of with some of your higher picks. I guess just to be different, I'm more edge pass rusher. Give me someone there. But yeah, kind of overall with the Patriots roster right now, do you think that this roster, as constructed, they'll draft people or whatever? Do you think that this is leading to another potential Super Bowl team, Super Bowl contending team? Not that they'll get there, but just that they'll be in when people talk about Super Bowl contending teams. The Patriots could be one of those teams with the roster there they have.
I don't know about Super Bowl contending, but they'll be a tough playoff team. I'll give them that.
I have no reason to believe they wouldn't be a Super Bowl contending team. The window opened way earlier than we expected. And I have no reason to believe that it would be closed. In fact, I think we definitely overachieved. Looking at the wide receivers, they're a fun group. I like every single one of them. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't, at the beginning of the season, I was like, this is a Super Bowl, caliber wide receiver room. I definitely wouldn't have said that about the offensive line. The running backs, I was pretty comfortable with, especially with our high expectations of Travion Henderson. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we overachieved last year. I have no reason to believe that they're not going to be like competing all over again. Definitely like we should all feel comfortable about all these positions. We made the fucking Super Bowl. We couldn't believe it just the entire time. It was euphoria. We rubbing our eyes. We're like, how is this
Mm-hmm.
happening? Even, when the national anthem's going off, I'm like, the Patriots are in this game. Like the whole thing just felt very fucking odd. So we should feel comfortable with the vast majority of this roster. They overachieved. They proved to us they could play good and they don't need star-studded names or huge paychecks to play good. They just went out there and balled. So I have no reason to believe that they're not contenders. Are there some things you could work on? Yeah. Do some
Mm-hmm.
of us want a star-studded name in the wide receiver category or a young hotshot lineman? Yeah, we lost. It wasn't really close. We'd like to get better than that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we want to bolster out a few positions, but fuck, we were in the grand scheme of things, we were closer than every other team. And even in that game, like, fucking, if we could have just scored a touchdown a little earlier, it probably would have been a game.
Yep. Yeah, things would have changed. I think the way the Super Bowl went kind of is clouding a lot of Patriots fans' memories of the season. I think the number one reason you should feel like this roster could be a Super Bowl contending team is because I think people forget how good Drake May is. And you've upgraded in a way what you have around him with Romeo Dobbs in
Yeah,
the offensive line. You would assume it is, but
it's
yeah,
definitely an
with the
upgrade.
yeah, you have, and the defense obviously still a work in progress, but I think overall, like you said, Liam, I see no reason this team can't be in, the final four, and to bring
Yeah.
up to bring up a
And
little,
at very
March
least, or
Madness for you.
even like loosely defined, like in when the playoffs start and the Patriots are in it, we all go, it could happen. Like
Yep.
none of us again. Like last year, I was like, "Hey, this is gonna end at some point, right?" And I was like, and then by the time we get to the Broncos game, I'm like, "All right, let's just fucking go to the Super Bowl." Like it's a Bo Nix-less Broncos. So I think next year, if they make the playoffs, when they make the playoffs, it's gonna be like, "All right, let's go win this fucking Super Bowl."
Yep, that's exactly how I feel. And I think what they do in the draft will really kind of solidify that position for me and hopefully a lot of other Patriots fans. But yeah, I think we're in store for a good draft in a few weeks. And then shit, at that point we're almost to the season, so we'll see what happens. But do you guys have anything else you want to touch on this episode before we leave?
No, I think that just about does it.
Good.
Agreed.
Liam, you good?
Hmm.
Cool. So for Al, Liam, I am Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes, episode 223. Like I said, we will be here next week. Again,